But let's of course start with our top story. It is 2 years since the Israel-Gaza war began. Gaza has been almost completely destroyed. With more than 67,000 Palestinians killed so far, Israel, a nation that was embroiled in political instability even before the war began, has been governed by Netanyahu throughout the war. But global and domestic perception may have shifted. Now here's a lowdown. From 2018 till 2022, a total of 5 parliamentary elections had been held in the state of Israel, all of which failed to deliver a clear verdict. But after a wave of political instability and also losing the prime ministerial job to Naftali Bennett in 2021, Netanyahu came back to power again in 2022. Netanyahu's comeback to the prime ministerial job did not calm the public anger. There were widespread protests that erupted in 2023 after Netanyahu tried to push forward the judicial reforms in the country. The series of protests continued until October, when Hamas managed to breach the Israeli high-tech walls and surveillance to carry out what is being dubbed as one of the biggest attacks on the state of Israel, and also managed to take more than 250 hostages. Netanyahu announced that the state of Israel was officially at war with Hamas, and with that announcement began a military offensive on the Gaza Strip, in which more than 67,000 Palestinians have been killed in the last 2 years of war, and almost more than 150,000 Palestinians have suffered some grievous injuries. And the Israeli war is still ongoing. In the 2 years so far, Netanyahu's stated goal of trying to get back the hostages and also to eliminate Hamas are yet to be achieved. Now, during this time, Netanyahu has also become Israel's first prime minister to stand in a criminal trial, facing series of charges on corruption, ranging from fraud, bribery, breach of trust in 3 separate cases. Netanyahu was also pushed to delay the trial in the name of war, but was eventually summoned to testify in the court. Now, the officials who were at the helm of major government agencies during the 7th of October attack are now out of their jobs. This includes the RDF chief Herzi Halevi, the defense minister Yoav Gallant, and the Shin Bet chief Ron Bar. But Netanyahu has managed to retain his job. In July this year, Netanyahu in fact came close to losing power when the ultra-Orthodox Alliance Party quit Netanyahu's cabinet over the military's conscription rules for the ultra-Orthodox Jews. But despite withdrawal, the party managed to keep Netanyahu's government afloat. Now, according to the latest poll conducted by an Israeli institute, about 64% of the Israelis think that Netanyahu should resign over the 7th of October attack. And of this number, 45% of the Israelis feel that the Israeli Prime Minister should resign immediately, while about 19% say that he should resign after the war is over. Now, with respect to the ongoing war in the Gaza Strip, about 66% of the Israelis say that time has now come for Israel to end it. On the other hand, about 27% of the Israelis say that the time is not yet come for the war to be over, while 7% of the Israelis say that they are unsure. The percentage of Israelis who want the war to end has gone up by 13% from last year. The biggest reason behind the sentiment to end the Gaza war is because the hostages that continue to remain in Hamas's custody. Now, little over 1 year is left for the next elections in the state of Israel, and Netanyahu's fate will of course be in the hands of the Israeli voters again on the 27th of October in the year 2026, when the country heads to polls after a war that has left Gaza devastated. Now, Israelis are increasingly isolated on the global stage, and a growing number of accusations against Netanyahu for dragging on a war to continue to remain in power. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.